Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you guys doing? How was your week? What's been going on with you? Well, for me this week has been pretty chill, to be honest, but with a little bit of mental busy here and there, but it's nothing beyond control. So tell me guys, tell me in the comment section, how have you been? What's going on with you? If you are new in the UK as well, tell me what's happening. Well, basically, anytime I ask you guys how you are doing, I also get to check on myself as well. So I hope you actually take a moment today to check on your mental health, especially if you just moved here or maybe you just started a new season in your life. Like, I know it can be crazy sometimes, and if you are here, I'm sure you can understand that the system here basically is designed to make you keep moving, like to keep you on your toes 24/7, and sometimes you don't even get to really take a moment to breathe. As you're watching my video, I hope you take a moment to breathe and ask yourself and be sincere with yourself how you are doing. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Toyosi and I film about my experiences here in the UK. And if you're an old subscriber, welcome back. It's so good to have you guys here again. And to my 50 something subscribers, I'm so grateful to you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. And to those of you that are watching my videos and are not subscribed, like, what is the problem? Tell me, what is the problem? It doesn't cost you anything to click that red button. So if you're watching now, just click the red button and let's enjoy this journey together. Yeah. So today I'll be sharing with you guys some tips on the things to consider before you choose a school for your master's degree program in the UK. First tip I'll be sharing is the tuition fee. Like, after you've done your research on the schools that you want to consider for your master's degree program, the first thing to consider is the tuition fee. Like, how affordable is the tuition fee? Does it fit into your budget? How do you want to raise the fee? Is it something that, especially if you are going to be self-sponsored, is it something that you can raise within the time frame that your school is giving you? Those are the first things that you need to consider before choosing a school. Then the number two thing, which was like a big deal for me, is the responsiveness of the school. So I applied to 10 schools in total, and before I could decide on the one I wanted eventually, my school was like the top 3 on my list because they were very responsive. When I had questions about the admission process and all of that, they answered, and it was quite like I got really swift responses from them. So it kind of made me feel seen. And to be honest, you don't want to spend millions of naira to come to a school where they don't care about their students, or most importantly their international students, where they don't care about them. So it's one of the things that you need to consider. How responsive is your school when you have queries, when you have questions that needs to be answered? How responsive are they? Another thing to consider is the scholarship offer for international students. So most UK schools have different scholarship offers for international students. Some are usually between 1,000 to 4,000. For example, my school offered me a 4,000 scholarship, which was like the highest from all the schools I applied to, which was one of the reasons why I picked this school. Because after the scholarship and when you make your calculations, you realize that one way or another, for me, it fell into my budget, so that was fine. So you have to consider the scholarship they are offering. Some schools offer just 1,000 scholarship, and to be honest, it doesn't do much in terms of tuition. Like, why would I choose a school that is offering me 1,000 scholarship when there are other schools offering me up to 4,000 scholarship, 3,000 scholarship? You get the gist. So yeah. Then another thing to consider is its tuition payment plan. So different schools in the UK always have different payment plans. Some schools will ask you to pay up to 50% before you resume, while some schools would divide the payment into 3, into 4, depending on their policy. So you have to ask that, and some schools usually have it on their website, while some you have to email them directly, and some are even kind enough to offer you flexibility in terms of arranging how you want to pay your tuition. Maybe you want to spread it within a certain period of time. So all of those things you have to consider and ask questions before you choose your school. So another thing to consider is the location of the school. Like personally for me, it was one of the major things that I considered, because I wanted a large city, but I didn't want to stay in London because everybody knows that London is pretty much expensive. So I wanted a large city, but relatively more affordable than London. And where I am now actually does it for me, because Leeds is like the third largest city in the UK, and is a really vibrant city for international students, and is kind of gives you this work-life balance. So I've noticed that with them here in Leeds, like they work during the week and they party over the weekend. Like that's the kind of life that I looked forward to basically. So it kind of does it for me that way. So you have to consider that as well, and also you have to consider the affordability of the city. How affordable is the city in terms of accommodation, and how easy is the transportation system. Then buying things, how affordable are those things that like your basic needs, how affordable are they in those cities? Because so during my admission process, I realized that this is my personal finding. I realized that it works in both ways. Sometimes you find schools are affordable, but the cities are expensive, and you find affordable cities, but the schools are expensive. So you have to really choose the one that actually works for you, like the one that fits your budget personally better. Then your course of study. So there are some courses that you do, for example an IT course. When you do an IT course, it has to be accredited by BCS or BCS IT accreditation something. If it's not accredited by them, it might not be, your certificate might not be recognized. So you need to check in to be sure that your course is accredited by the particular body that is supposed to be accredited by in your school. Because if it's not, then God will not allow us to waste money. You don't want to waste all that millions of naira, and maybe you are going for interviews and the employers are telling you that your certificate is not recognized by the particular body of your field or something. So that is very important as well. Then your course modules. So when you pick a school and you pick a course that you want to study, you have to check the course modules as well. Like, do they align with your career path? Especially if you are somebody that is trying to switch careers, like you need to be sure of the career path that you are trying to follow, you are trying to go through, and also if the course that you are doing aligns with that career path. Because if it doesn't align with your career path, I don't think there's any point in doing that course or choosing that particular course in that school. Trust me, there are different schools with different modules, and you will realize that some of them have more favorable modules in terms of, like, they're able to tweak those modules to fit your personal career interest. It was one of why I chose my school, because it could fit into the career path that I was looking into. University ratings and ranks. I don't know, I didn't really pay much attention to this, to be honest, but people say it's one of the things that you should consider, so you might want to consider that as well. Then also check for the ratings of your school. When I was applying, I actually checked for that because I needed to know what I was getting myself into. Like, I don't want to pay millions and come and see that, oh, I made a mistake. So it's very important that you check the rating of your school and see that it's a safe place to be in terms of the schooling, the academic life, the environment generally. You need to be sure that it's a safe place to be. Then another thing to consider is the entry requirements of the school. So before you decide on the school, you need to consider the entry requirement. Do you meet the entry requirement? Because I know some schools require IELTS before they grant you admission, while some is just your WAEC result that they need. So if you are not open to writing IELTS to get an admission with a school, then you have no business choosing that school in the first place. So those are the things that you need to consider basically. Another thing is the weather. So everybody knows everywhere in the UK is cold, but there are places that are colder than the other. And if you're somebody like me that doesn't like cold, I don't do well in cold, you don't want to stay in places like in Scotland that is really cold. Or yeah, Scotland basically is cold according to my research, so you don't want to stay in those places that are pretty cold. So those are the things that you should consider before choosing a school in the UK for your master's degree program. So if you enjoyed this video, I hope you like, you share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bells, because I have more videos coming in. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye.